until July. Next item on our agenda is oral communication. And I have one card first from Alan Dishakarian. Want to come on down, Alan? Please state your name, full name and address, and the reason you are here.
Good evening. My name is Alan Dishagrikian. Honorable board members' addresses, but I am here representing 3001 in Scholl Canyon. And I'm here representing, I'm doing a citizen's representation rather. So if I may begin briefly. The part with the landfill and proposed gas plant, that's what I'm talking about. I'm here to plead this board to take immediate action to designate the site a historic landmark in order to prevent its conversion into a power plant. This is not without precedent, as I learned even from your discussions here 2 months ago, I think, on Pasadena's attempts to do something similar, in their case designate the entire city as such. My request is a bit more modest but equally sobering. Namely, you need to apply historic status to this landfill. I'm urging you to make this an issue, to itemize this on your agenda and continuously bring this up to City Council. Honorable board members, earlier this year, some hikers discovered there, but it went unreported in the media, an archaeological site containing items which conclusively determine an Armenian presence here from already 10,000 years ago. A hookah hose, BMW keys, a primitive wooden wagon resembling a G-Wagon. Here is a replica from Armenia, the oldest in the world. A Peace for Artsakh bumper sticker. This last one, it's still unsure because the peace sign is ambiguous. It may very well be a Mercedes logo. I would like to bring to the board's attention the G in G-Wagon, which stands for Glendale, German for off-road. Glendale, Glendale, they sound similar. So maybe this explains the proliferation which we see on our streets today. But back to the canyon. Consider next the latent explosive symbolism of this project. As an Armenian American, the address of this site, 3001, immediately reminds me of 301, the year of Armenia's conversion to Christianity. Second, the GWP logo itself contains the twin peaks of the Verdugo Mountains, but more closely resembles the biblical Mount Ararat, which Armenians dream about daily, probably. I want to insist on the importance of this symbolism, insofar as Mount Ararat stands for the new covenant, God giving humanity a second chance, and, in extension, the modern Republic of Armenia does so for the Armenian nation. This is exactly what this city also means for Armenians, and dare I say everyone here. A second chance, a chance for renewal and creation, and a place we are to treat as such, the new Eden, as it were. Yes, Armenians are probably stuck in a malaise ever since the catastrophe of 1915. But Glendale is precisely that garden that the survivors and their descendants call home, just like the first generations after the flood who settled around Mount Ararat. This symbolism requires us to see Glendale itself as that very place, that receptacle which took in and allowed Armenians to create anew. And for this, the Armenians will forever be thankful. This we cannot forsake. Indeed, I come stand before this council as a pilgrim may go to a holy site. I gaze in awe at the levers of power you wield. I'm not casting some Armenian spell on you. I just unambiguously affirm that, first, this council should use all means possible, exploit all legal loopholes available, using a healthy trust in the system paired with the Armenian spirit of cleverness, namely that of exploiting such loopholes, but in a good sense, to delay, postpone indefinitely the building of a plant or further industrialization of Scholl Canyon. This is what I'm asking you to do. Use any loophole available to cancel this thing. Can this thing, throw it in the gutter and let the Verdugo wash handle the rest. The situation demands it so. Designate it a historic landmark. Lastly, I request an overhaul of our attitudes towards garbage. As good ecologists, we should begin by loving trash. And since our trash is buried there at Scholl Canyon, I want us to imagine it as a kind of a necropolis of trash and treat it with respect as the final silent resting place of our immense amounts of garbage, the obverse side of our incredibly productive societies. And now I'm approaching the end to consciously provoke you. Instead of throwing wrenches at each other, throw a wrench into this project. Throw a wrench at City Council in their general direction. Do this and we will all be the better for it. You need to stop this power project, a true power play if ever there was one. GWP can greenwash it all they want. I assure you, we the people will not be deceived. And this, again, should be done on account of Scholl Canyon being first, the site of an ongoing archaeological dig, and second, because the latent explosive symbolism and imagery demand it be so. Because we owe it to the legacy of Glendale, that of being a site where Armenians and others together lived during a period of not just exile, but awakening, a second chance. Now, really to conclude, this should be our legacy, if any, not the last city in California to build a gas plant. I know I've been silly tonight, but I'm quite serious at the same time. I really believe Scholl Canyon can be saved and should be designated as a historical landmark because as a landfill, historical artifacts are literally buried there. And as a part of nature, it belongs to all of us. It is a part of our commons, which we should protect. Stop the project by designating Scholl Canyon a historic site and do not let GWP taint this city's legacy. If not, then I call on this board to get GWP to remove those mountains from its logo. And if they still do not remove them, I will. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Any other oral communications regarding any general discussion about the